What's up, you guys? It's your boy Kadeem. Welcome to Let's Geek Out. How's everybody doing? Yo, so yeah. So y'all watched the new show Velma, right? The Scooby-Doo spinoff that's telling the origin. Well, I don't know if we really want to call it a spinoff, but basically retelling the story of Velma, the origin story of Mystery Inc. in a new way. And yeah, it ain't hitting like it's supposed to. Okay. Now a lot of people like it. There's some people that I've spoken to on Twitter that likes it so far. There's people that's completely dragging it through the mud. But there's a person on YouTube whose video we're about to check out right now, who is basically calling Velma complete and utter trash. Jeez. I mean, look, let's hear what this person got to say. I'm curious. All right, but you already know. Like the video, subscribe for more, and let's dive on in. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's talk for a moment about cliches. Ideas, expressions, or situations that get repeated and overused to the point where they become tiresome, predictable, and boring. Like the movie villain who pauses at the moment of victory.
But it's such a classic, though. I mean,
the awkward, unattractive, socially inept Scott
Pilgrim against the Scott Pilgrim versus the World is
cynical cop taking
is a fire movie. I don't care.
Case before he retires, or the modern remake of an old IP that race and/or gender swaps the majority of its characters, makes women the driving force behind every narrative event, introduces gay romance where none existed before, and makes straight white men the target of every single piece of mean-spirited humour from start to finish. Which brings me neatly along to Velma, an HBO remake of the classic Scooby-Doo TV show from the 1970s about a team of mismatched teenagers who travel around the country in a van solving local mysteries. There was Fred, the suspiciously fashion-conscious leader of the team who was always on the lookout for another case to solve. Daphne, his beautiful and accident-prone girlfriend. Velma, their geeky and awkward but highly intelligent friend from high school. Shaggy, a cowardly stoner who often ended up being chased by whatever ghost or monster was on the prowl that week. And of course, his talking doggo Scooby, who was always on the lookout for another snack. Yeah, don't think too much about it, just go along with it. It was a show that I could best describe as light-hearted, campy, and well-meaning fun, with a neat and surprisingly wholesome message about the value of friendship, people from different backgrounds working together, and the importance of logical thinking and looking beyond the obvious to see the truth
Minor
of the situation.
49er?
Now, allow me to transport you into the horrifying nightmare that is modern entertainment, with the release of Velma, a kind of high school drama and theoretical comedy about the origins of the mystery team. And if you look closely, you may notice a few subtle differences from the original show. Like the fact that Velma is now an acid-tongued, race-swapped lesbian. Daphne is now a bitchy mean girl and half-Asian drug dealer living with her two mums. I can't do this, man. Shaggy is now a black high school news reporter for some reason with an unrequited crush on Velma, and because the show needs an object of mockery, Fred is now a mentally challenged, hormone-deficient rich kid who's so spoiled that he literally doesn't know how to cut up the food on his own plates. Oh my god, I feel like I'm having some kind of existential crisis here. I mean, this is real. This is a thing which actually got made. Someone wrote all of this stuff down. People edited and refined it. A big room full of experienced executives.
They gave it the okay.
And whole teams of voice actors and animators and video editors helped to turn it into reality.
They gave it the okay. They gave it a green light.
Millions of dollars were spent on this professional production that people genuinely believed was going to be a worthwhile artistic endeavor. Honestly, I thought She-Hulk represented the creative nadir of modern entertainment, but if Velma's taught me anything at all, it's that no matter how far we may sink as a culture...
Hey, She-Hulk was fired. Do not compare this to She-Hulk.
I think Velma may actually be one of the most repulsive, creatively bankrupt, nasty, mean-spirited, and reprehensibly terrible things I've ever watched in my entire life. The basic narrative, and I stress the word
Dang.
basic here, is that a string of gruesome murders in the local high school draws the attention of Velma Dinkley, a geeky and unpopular teenager who finds herself as the prime suspect. Velma's still haunted by the disappearance of her mum years earlier, but eventually resolves to start investigating, with occasional help from her former friend Daphne and local soy boy Shaggy. Sorry, I mean Norville. The trail seems to lead to
Norville.
Fred Jones, the
His
local
name is
rich
not
kid who has
Shaggy.
both a motive and an unpredictable personality to back it up. But was he really responsible for the murders, or is there something else at work here? Clearly, the intention with Velma was to delve more deeply into the relationships and personalities of these characters, giving us more of an insight into who they are when they're not driving around solving mysteries and what actually brought them together in the first place. I mean, I can't say I ever really cared to delve deeper into the personal lives of people like Fred and Daphne, but here we are. And of course, all the usual tropes of the teen drama are present and correct. The high school
Bro, this is
cliques,
crazy,
the tension
man.
between girls of different social standing, the relationship woes and the unrequited crushes, the troubled home lives, the divorces and the abusive parents and the unconventional family units. It's all populated by a cast of charmless, self-absorbed, neurotic, trite, unlikable morons who all talk and act like they just walked off the set of a
not
Marvel
morons.
movie, and compounded by dated references
Sheesh.
and lame attempts at observational humor of the horror genre that movies like Scream did far better 25 years ago.
The way they did
Of course,
Shaggy, I'm
it's
calling him
another
Shaggy. I'm not
animated
calling
show,
him
so
Norval.
naturally it has
The
to
way
be
they did
hammered by the
Shaggy
same
was
soulless,
dirty.
generic
I did not like how they did
animation
Shaggy.
style that pretty much everything relies on these days.
I like his character
Honestly,
design.
if you
I ain't
told me
gonna
the rest
lie.
of these shows
I just
were
hate how they
simply
did him.
produced by an AI, then I would
Nah,
absolutely
I had how he
believe
treated
you.
his character.
Like I say, it's a show which pretty much embodies every negative stereotype and cliche of the modern remake, like the pointless race swapping. Man, it's a total mystery why lead writer Mindy Kaling chose to make Velma Indian, the lame attempts at snarky observational MCU-style humour, the overuse of gay romance, and the constant attempts to work in cultural references that became dated about 5 minutes after they happened. And what's truly baffling about this show is that it tries to wrap all this stuff up in what it believes is a package of ironic, self-aware, postmodern humour. You can't spend half your time criticising the tropes of storytelling while embodying the very cliches of modern remakes that people are so sick and tired of. Now, all of this would be bad enough, resulting in simply another forgettable remake of something far more popular, but the thing that really struck me about Velma is the sheer bitterness and hatred that seems to radiate from it. You really get the sense that this is some kind of emotional colonic irrigation for the writers, like you're witnessing a whole lifetime's worth of petty resentments, jealousy, personal grudges, and bitter regrets being vomited up onto the screen in front of you. I don't know if you had a really tough time in high school or something, but I can't shake the feeling that the whole thing is some kind of coping session against anyone who was more rich, more successful, more popular, or more attractive than them. Either way, the attempted humour in Velma just comes across as hateful and nasty instead of funny and insightful. And man, what a weird target for something like this.
He is not holding back.
Had a pretty wholesome message as a group of friends
Golly.
from different backgrounds learning to work together to overcome challenges. They each had their own strengths and weaknesses, and no one member of the group could solve the mystery by themselves.
Right.
It taught kids that every individual has value, that you shouldn't judge a person's worth based on superficial characteristics. But of course, this being a modern remake produced by professional victims with ingrained grievances, the diverse
Not
female
professional
main
victims.
character has to be
God,
the secret genius who
oh, come
triumphs against the
on,
odds,
man.
and everyone else just kind of orbits around her, entranced by her all-conquering awesomeness. And of course, the rich white guy is always on hand to be the butt of every single joke. Now, you might be wondering if I'm going to watch the rest of this season so I can give it a fuller review by the end. And the answer to that is, fuck off! Velma isn't worth even a moment more of my time, or anyone else's for that matter. It's a pointless dumpster fire of a show that deserves to be consigned to the ash heap of history as quickly as possible. So do yourself a favour and watch something far more rewarding, like paint drying. Anyway,
Or The
that's
Last
all
of
I've
Us.
got for today. Go away now!
So, yeah, he was not holding back, none whatsoever. And look, I watched the first 2 episodes and I'm like, what is this? It don't even feel like Scooby-Doo. It feels like this is just a show, of course, show named Velma. And coincidentally, all these characters had the same names as the ones from Scooby-Doo that we all know and love. but this ain't it. And a lot of people like try to get through the first episode, they barely did that. And some people got a 1 episode rule, 2 episode rule, or half an hour with movies. I'm a 3 episode kind of person. I will give you 3 episodes because sometimes, you know, first episodes, they, you know, it kind of is a slow burner, you know, or in this case, cringe and whatnot. Like, okay, around the 3rd episode is when things starts getting a little bit more interesting. It's like the same. It's like how I watch my anime. You know, some animes, they are a slow burner, but they around like the 2nd or 3rd episode, that's where things start getting a little bit more interesting and like and catch your attention. I mean, that's what any type of content, anime, TV shows, movies, comics, manga, whichever. And bro, but this wow, this right here, if this gets greenlit for a 2nd season, I would be shocked. I would be shocked because they really need to look at the reviews that it's getting. Like, bump the reviews, not the views, because a lot of videos can get millions of views or whatnot. That don't mean that it's great. That just means that those people came in for the carnage and leave a comment and move on because they hate watching it. That's what they're doing. They're hate watching because they want to leave a comment and hate on it. They want to be in the now. They want to be in the know and all that, so that way they don't feel left behind. But while they're watching it, they're hating it at the same time, which is, I feel like that is just unhealthy. Like, if you hate it so much, don't watch it. But like I said, I have a rule. I have a 3 episode rule. I'm gonna give it a 3rd episode, and if I don't like it, I'm cutting it. If I feel like it's catching my interest, where I see where it's going, I'll keep watching. But other than that, I'm not sitting there hate watching it. But yeah, but the producers there, they need to look at the reviews that it's getting, because it is funny, and this is funny that Dragon Ball Evolution, the most hated anime live action movie, is rated higher than Velma in average audience scores. Like right now, I think Velma is sitting at a 7%, 6 or 7% the last time I checked, and Dragon Ball Evolution is sitting at, I think, like 22%. It's still sitting there at like 22%, I think. Yo, that is crazy. That is crazy. I never thought that there will be an adaptation more hated than Dragon Ball Evolution, besides The Last Airbender. But but yeah, they really need to pay attention to this, because the way they did the characters, this ain't it. This is not Scooby-Doo. This is just a regular animated adult teen murder mystery show, animated show. This ain't got nothing to do with Scooby-Doo. It's just coincidentally they got Scooby-Doo attached to it. And I need to see Scooby-Doo. Like I need to see Scooby-Doo. Supposedly Scooby-Doo is supposed to be a black woman. That's the rumor. There were pictures of Shaggy having lunch with a girl in there eating a sandwich, and the sandwich is shaped like a heart. And supposedly this is supposed to be Scooby, not with a Y, but with an I, who was I think a food critic or something like that, which I don't know. Oh man, okay, this is going to be this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. But you guys, let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. Are you going to continue watching Velma, or are you like just dropping it all together? Let me know. And while you're at it, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos that's coming your way, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, this your boy Kadeem. Well, let's geek out. Peace.